Welcome to Using Digital Resources to Engage Parents. I am Kara Richardson. That's a good name to remember because I got a treat coming up for some of you all this year. I am Kara Richardson, and I am the Parent Involvement and Compliance Coordinator for Newton County Schools. And I want to welcome you to Using Digital Resources to Engage our parents. This year, last school year, I had the opportunity to participate in a training, a focus group with, I believe it was secondary teachers. How many of you participated in that focus group? Okay, great. So I see some of you participated. And one of the things that they talked about was having this opportunity to really, they should have given me somebody to help me get these people in. Was really to get the parent conferences was a big hit, and everyone loved the fact that the parent conferences were held online, whether Zoom, Google Classroom, however you guys chose to hold your parent conferences. But the parents, they really had a great turnout for those parent conferences. So we're going to talk about some things that we can really use to enhance our parent conferences, amongst some other things, okay? So just bear with me, because believe it or not, I'm not technology. I'm just not this big technology person. So I had to learn a couple of things in order to carry out this task for today. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and start. Let me hide. Okay. And let me know if you guys are not able to see the PowerPoint. So why are we here? All right. In school districts in the country, around the country, handwritten notes, went too far, handwritten notes, calls home, and face-to-face meetings are rapidly seeding, I cannot get this thing out of the way, ground to new technologies that better meet the needs of parents in our schools. This presentation will share those resources, including, like I said, some digital resources to show you how you can use these resources and to get parents to support your efforts by incorporating these strategies as part of your teaching and learning practices. So are we there? Are we good? Before we start, I still got people in the waiting room. Before we start, I have a question for you guys, and you could just give me a thumbs up if you think this is true or not. Do you believe that parent and family engagement is an academic strategy? Yay, nay, you can put your hands up. You believe it's an academic strategy? Okay. Well, to answer that, yes, it is an academic strategy. Like I shared in my meeting Friday, because it is an academic strategy, we have to always start with the data, right? What does our data tell us about that particular child, and what can we use, or how can we use that data, particularly the fundamental skills of that data, to ask our parents to help their child beyond the school day. So again, parent engagement is not just an opportunity for schools to fulfill federal or state law or to meet compliance. It's not just something just to check off your list. I did what I had to do. Parent engagement is really an opportunity to build staff and parent capacity so that we can increase that student achievement. So that means we have to work together with parents in order to make sure that our children are successful. Additionally, this thing doesn't want to, let me hide. I'm sorry, y'all. It doesn't want to switch over. Okay, effective parent and family engagement fosters supports from parents, improves student achievement, and improve the classroom environment. Of course, in Newton County Schools, we can do this through Canvas. We have newsletters. We have, of course, our meeting presentations. We have videos that we can share with our parents. We have social media, communication apps. And I don't know if you guys had a chance to visit the Remind app. Remind will be free to everyone this year, not just the free version, but you will get the full version this year. And of course, we have those parent workshops. My computer is freezing up on me. But before we really get into that, I really want to share some district and state resources that we do have available for everyone, for you guys, for every parent. And guess what, y'all? It's free. This is free stuff. So, how many of you are aware that we have these parent newsletters available? Okay, so we do have these. So this is just something that you can use to send out to your parents. It is available on the district's website. Of course, you would just go to the part where it talks about parents, drop down to the bottom, and you will see all of the parent newsletters there. I believe she starts them in September. So there isn't one for August, but it starts in September. So we have the parent newsletters for elementary, middle, and high school. And we also have those daily learning planners for elementary, middle, and high school. So this is just a really simple and easy source that you all can use to give to your parents. We also have this Canvas page. Even though this says 2020-21, how many of you are aware that we had this Canvas page for parents? I know not many people did, but this is a Canvas page that will allow you guys to share with parents, allow you all to share with parents, and it gives them, okay, guides or modules so they can help their child with Canvas. There's a module on here for Infinite Campus. There's a module on here for My Lunch Pad. We have something on here for even social emotional learning. So this page will be updated soon by the technology department. And it would be shared with the title. Every school has a Title I parent contact, and it would be shared with them so they can push it out to the teachers. And so, of course, you all will be able to share this with your parents in your school. I'm sorry, you all. I just keep having people come in. Okay. Okay, let me go back. We also participated in, some of you also participated in the crowd loop that the superintendent sent around last year. And some of you requested some informational videos. And as promised, I worked with someone and I've created a couple of informational videos. We have videos that talks about, of course, the parent workshops and parent activities that take place at your school that invites parents to those. We have a video that talks about, that really describes the parent Canvas page. We have videos that give tips to parents on how to work with their children at home, particularly as it relates to what we're going through now, this pandemic. And if you have other topics that you would like for me to create a video for, just simply shoot me an email and say, hey, Dr. Richardson, here's a good idea. Could we consider getting this video made for this? The videos are really short. We made sure they were between 2 to 3 minutes, something that the parents will not have to stop cooking dinner or go out of their way to listen to. They are really, really short videos, okay? Okay. Okay. Now, next question. How many of you were aware that we have this, this is a state resource, the Georgia Home Classroom Initiative. How many of you heard of that? Okay, well, I'm going to show you a video, and this video kind of tells you what is available on the Georgia Home Classroom Initiative. And in order to join this, you just go to gpb.org/learn, and you will get a ton of resources that you can use to help your parents at home to embed in your classroom lessons. Again, remember, it's about making parent and family engagement as part of your teaching and learning practices. And let me know if you cannot hear this video. Can you hear it? You can't hear it?
We can't hear it, Dr. Richardson.
Can someone unmute themselves and let me know if they can hear it?
We cannot.
Yeah,
Okay.
I barely heard something, but I don't hear it.
You
You
can
might
hear
need to
something,
stop.
but just let me go back.
Yeah.
You
My
might need
volume
to stop
on.
sharing and share sound.
Okay, stop share. That's probably what I need to do. Oh, here we go. All right, now let's try this.
At GPB, education is
Very
at the
good.
core of our mission, and we are dedicated to supporting Georgia's teachers, students, parents, and caregivers with high-quality education resources for in-person and remote learning. In partnership with the Georgia Department of Education, we have launched the Georgia Home Classroom Initiative. Visit gpb.org/learn to access online content aligned to Georgia Standards of Excellence, organized by grade and subject, including video lessons taught by Georgia teachers and K-12 remote learning plans. Also available on our website is an instructional broadcast schedule that includes weekday activities for students in pre-K through 12th grade that can be accessed on TV or online at gpb.org/watch-learn. GPB shares your commitment of ensuring that all Georgia students continue to thrive and learn. We are here to help.
Okay. So again, this particular resource, y'all, it has tons of activities that you can use to help your parents. There are tons of activities. If any of you are participating in the online classes this year, the virtual classes this year, this is an excellent website or resource that you all can go to help carry out that task as well. So let's next slide. Now, digital communication. Let's talk a little bit about digital communication. According to a 2016 report, there has been a steep drop in the number of parents who believe that a more intimate, meaning face-to-face meetings with teachers, for example, are more effective. So, they are really okay at this point with actually participating in a lot of digital methods. Again, let's go back to what happened last year. We had no choice but to have those digital or virtual meetings with our parents. If it were parent conferences, they really were virtual. All of your parent meetings through Title I, I know, were virtual. And guess what? According to research, the parents really were okay with that. In fact, based on the data that I collected from the different schools, we had a higher turnout. We even had a higher turnout for our parent surveys. So since in this opportunity, simple communications like Class Dojo, Spotlight, Remind, you see I have Remind in red because again, that is a now free resource that everybody in the district has access to. Again, not just the free version, but the entire app. You have access to all of that. All of these things allow you to send mobile text, video summaries. I know Remind allows you to connect with other different platforms. You can send handouts. Again, this is something that you guys will need to work with your principal because there are going to be specific guidelines so that a parent won't be bombarded with a whole bunch of messages each day. So you want to make sure that whatever the communication plan that you have in your school as it relates to Remind, that you get that information from your principal. But here's the question I have for you guys. Digital communication resources. We have several barriers. We have a ton of barriers that we have when it comes to making sure that our parents are engaged. Can someone unmute themselves and tell me at least what one of those barriers are?
I can.
Language.
We have a language barrier. Someone else.
Lack of internet in certain parts of the county.
We have lack of internet, and you're exactly right. I think people just assume that parents still have, every parent has a cell phone, every parent has a computer, every parent has access to internet. Guess what? That's not so. Anything else? What would be another barrier?
Uneducated, not able to utilize the digital or the technology field.
Mm-hmm. So a lot of times parents are kind of intimidated because they aren't as educated as the person sitting beside them, hopefully, and not across from them, but sitting beside them, in this case, the teacher or the principal. So what happens? They tend not to participate in those parent conferences. They tend not to come to those parent meetings. In fact, you all, they tend not to even communicate with you at all because they don't want you to know that they are intimidated because they don't understand the material. Are there any other barriers?
Time.
Language.
You said language. We have time. Anything else?
Motivation.
Motivation. All of those things are barriers. Now think about some of the things that we just heard. Are there any of those barriers that we cannot conquer by using some form of digital resource or digital communications? Really, it's very few, very few.
What came to my mind is that we make the automatic assumption that the student might be in the house with the parent or guardian. And Infinite Campus, we can only do so much even with that, and that sometimes that information is not correct. So I was just thinking that, we might think they're with the parent or guardian, but they might actually be with a grandmother. We just don't know their home circumstance.
And you know what? And that's a very good point. So even though this is not a digital statement I'm about to make, that is why it is so important. If you participated in that training, listened to the first guy this morning, and he talked about building those relationships. That's why it's so important that we build those relationships with our parents, because chances are wherever that mom is on her reading level, that child may struggle. Whatever goes on in that home life may carry over into the classroom. So if we get to know our families beyond the student, but get to know our families, that really would make a world of difference, because we want to know, again, like someone just stated, does the child live with grandma or grandpa or even an older aunt? Because maybe they do not understand this new technology. So that is a very good point. So again, let's look at some common barriers. Someone mentioned language. Someone mentioned being afraid of not having the education. So that's that intimidation piece. Someone mentioned that they may not have the time. Maybe their work schedule, maybe he or she works have a morning position and then have to go home, get the kids off the bus, feed them, and go back to another job. Who knows? Of course, I didn't hear anyone mention this, but we have transportation as an issue, particularly in a county where there is a lack of public or no public transportation. Everybody cannot afford to catch an Uber or a taxi or a Lyft. So we have transportation as a barrier. And of course, what we're dealing with right now, the pandemic. The pandemic is, we already know this is really preventing people from really getting in to do what they need to do. And of course, build those relationships with the parents and the teachers, between the parents and the teachers. But like I said, all of these barriers can, in one way or another, impact how we interact with parents, right? Okay. So what I want to do is share a couple of resources that you can use to kind of help you with this. So I'm going to come out of this because I really want to show you. So I'm going to stop share. And I am going to go to my email. How many of you have heard of PowerPoint Live? Okay, well, I'm about to share something with you. I think you guys will really, really like this. So you think about that parent, if I can get out of this, you think about that parent that really, you got that language barrier going on. So let's see how we can kind of combat that. So in order to access this particular version of PowerPoint, you will have to use the web-based version. And we're going to go, I'm just going to pull up the same presentation. I'm just going to pull it up in the live, on the web base. So the video that I have embedded in this PowerPoint, and I was sending this PowerPoint to everyone so they can have access to everything. The video that I have embedded is really like an 8-minute long video, but it gives you more details of what you can do in order to use this particular product here. So what you want to do, can you guys see my screen? Okay, what you want to do up here, do you see where it says slideshow? Okay, so you want to go to slideshow and you will see that it gives you all of your regular options, but they have a new one here that says present live. Do we see that? So once you go to present live, you want to make sure that you click on the little drop down menu and go to where it says anyone. Click on that. So you want anyone with the link to access this, okay? So once you go there, you just simply go back and hit present. Now what's going to come up is this. You can have your parents take out their phones, or it would give you a code. It's going to come up in a little bit. My little finger's a little slow. You see that QR code? So if you have your phone in front of you, can you take out your phone and open up this QR code? If you're on a computer, if your parents have the computer, you can also share this link with them. You can just drop the link or shoot them the link. So if you will, take your phone and hold it up. I can see that I have 10 people that have joined. You all see that? So now that you've joined, you will be able to see my slides. Can you see my slides now? And at the bottom left-hand corner, do you see where it gives you the option to change your language? So at the bottom, if you have a parent that's their primary language is Spanish, you would just have them click on the Spanish and everything that you are saying. So if you're on the Spanish version now, everything that I'm saying is actually translating over to Spanish. If they speak French, it will translate over to French. And I want to say they have like maybe 60 different languages on there. So do you all see how this actually can help us or help the parents understand what we are saying and help us communicate with those parents? So this really does help with that language barrier, right? Okay.
Do you think we can use this for like our Title I meetings, put the PowerPoint in that and let them open it up and, perfect.
Yes, ma'am. So one of the things that we struggle with every year as our Title I schools, when we have these parent meetings, especially our schools that have a high population of parents that don't speak English or another language is their primary language. This absolutely will help. Again, you would need to make sure you are using the web-based version in order to do this. And I believe that was Ms. Williams I heard speaking.
Yes, ma'am.
Williams, after all of this is said and done, I'm going to share this video. Share my PowerPoint with everyone so you all will have immediate access to all of these resources, okay? And of course, like I said, it's the video that I have embedded. He's going to walk you through a whole lot of things that this particular app can do. I actually learned about this app maybe a couple of months ago. I'm like, dang, I wish I had known this at the beginning of the year, and we would not be struggling trying to get these parents, kind of trying to get our EL, particularly our EL population of parents, engaged, because guess what? A lot of them do not participate because we don't have the sources to really help them, give them the opportunity to communicate back and forth, that two-way communication. I see Letitia has her hand raised. Go ahead, Letitia.
Yes. Hey, Cara.
Hi.
I don't see, I know you mentioned where, I don't know why my camera is like that. It's probably because it's not plugged up. I don't see where you can change the language.
Okay, did you go down to the bottom? I've come out of it now. Do you see at the bottom left hand, it has like English. English should be at the bottom. If you click on that.
So no, I'm wondering, does it do something different if you're looking at it on your iPhone?
No, because I have it on my iPhone.
Have it on your iPhone? Okay.
It's going to be in the bottom.
I just was able to see I see the word scrolling up. Everything that you say is being typed, but I don't see where you can change the language.
Do you see the word English at the bottom of your phone?
There's nothing that shows at the bottom of my phone other than, the arrows and where you can like forward or share it.
Letitia.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, do you see that? See the word English there?
Yeah, I see it on yours, but it doesn't show up on mine for some reason.
Well, Miss Ray, I tell you what, come on over. Where are you now?
Alcovey.
So I tell you what, you come on over and we'll see what we can do to work that out.
It's okay.
Okay.
I was just wondering, but I'll call, we'll figure it out. I'm sure
Okay.
it's simple. Thank you.
All right, no problem. So I'm going to go back to sharing my screen with the regular presentation. I'm going to see how I can use this. Okay, here it is. All right, can you guys, are we back on my regular screen? Can everyone see the video?
Yes.
Okay, so again, I want to make sure let me stop share again. I want to make sure I'm sharing with sound. Yeah. Stop share again. Okay, so again, this video, I'm not going to play the video for you, but I did embed it in the presentation because, like I said, it is it's not lengthy, but it does. I want to say it's no more than maybe 9-10 minutes, but he really does give you a very quick overview of what you can do to actually utilize that source. Okay, so I hope you guys found that really beneficial. So let's go to our next one. Digital newsletters. How many of you actually have newsletters in your building that you actually use a hard copy of the newsletter? Okay, that's not many. Okay, so a digital newsletter would be an awesome option to share what's going on in your classroom versus using that paper and pencil version. Now, a paper and pencil version or hard copy is not always feasible. So I'm sorry, the digital version is not always feasible because sometimes with teachers, we have a lot on our plates, right? So sometimes it's just easier to just update what you had the year before and shoot it out, get it out to whomever you need to get it out to. But I just want to share this really, really neat idea of having a digital newsletter. So again, I like to play the videos because these individuals can explain it a lot better than I can.
Avant-garde teacher here. Today we're going to create a digital newsletter. Quick links, easy storage, no copies. And if you like this video, click like. and subscribe. Woohoo!
This video is rated E for everyone.
For this video, you'll need Google Slides and your favorite URLs to your favorite links. First, we're going to need to custom the layout. So go to File, click on File. You'll go all the way to the bottom and click on Page Setup. Click the drop down and we're going to custom the page. So click on Custom and make it 8.5 by 11. Click Apply. Now remove the current text boxes, and then we're going to add our banner. So click on the text box icon, and we're going to drag it to add our banner at the top. Now darken the border to size 8. I am adding 3 text boxes for communication under the banner and then darkening to border size 8. You can add your own style to fit your content areas. Check below for a link to different newsletter templates.
You all see how simple she's doing this, making it really simple.
Don't forget to title your presentation. Title it Newsletter Template because later we're going to copy it and make it the actual newsletter, but we're always going to save a template. Okay, it's time to customize our banner. We're going to customize our banner like our virtual classroom. So search image and you're going to choose a wall-to-floor background. Now, if you want a detailed description of how to do the banner like your virtual classroom, see the links below.
I'm just going to fast forward this a little bit.
Set your background of the blank slide as your newsletter. By clicking background, click choose image, click upload.
I'm sorry.
Customize our banner. We're going to customize our banner like our virtual classroom. Click choose image, click upload, and click on the newsletter screenshot you took. Doing these steps will lock your banner images in place. Now delete the first slide with the movable images. Next, add text boxes to any areas you want to add text. Make sure to include a place for the date. Go and use your text box and type in your date and make sure to include some way to number your...
I'll keep clicking that. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm going to just go to the end. Let me just scroll all the way to the end because
Those are a great way to hyperlink assignments. To add your URL or hyperlink text, you'll want to type your text in, highlight your text, click the paperclip icon, paste your URL, and click Apply. See below for some links I hyperlink. We finished! This is a finished newsletter. Now let's look at the newsletter after we've done several different episodes. And see, voila! You can search for anything that you've missed You have your newsletters with the most recent copy at the top. Now here's the template that I was telling you about that's linked below. Feel free to click on this. It will make you make a copy and save it to your Google Drive, and you can go ahead and custom your newsletter. Thanks for watching.
If you like this video and want to see more,
Now, most of us already have created a Bitmoji. Most of us have a Bitmoji classroom. The good thing about what she's done, she's already created the templates for you, and she's also shown you how to create the template to customize the template for what you would need if you choose to do a digital newsletter. But what I liked about this is it gives the parents an opportunity to just click on one of the links and it'll maybe take them to a different a resource within your classroom, or maybe another app. So you can actually create those digital newsletters and make it really easily accessible for all your parents. And it makes it look it's really a nice look to it. One of the things I did was I copied that bottom of her drop down menu of her bottom of her video. And I already have in here, if you don't have a Bitmoji or have a classroom built already, a Bitmoji classroom built, you could click on this first link and it'll take you there. What this link does, let's see if we can open this. It takes you to her templates. So of course, once you click on it, it'll give you the option to open it up in your Google. I thought I was going to be able to pull it up, but let's see if it'll do it. But here are all the templates that she has for you. So they're already there. Okay, so again, there's a link. And another thing she has for us are some virtual manipulatives. So again, here are some, ask me to go to this site. So if you're not familiar with this site, it has tons and tons. Can you all see that? It has tons and tons of virtual manipulatives. The most I've seen on here they all pretty much relate to math. But nonetheless, there are a few things that's already on the internet that you can actually use in order to embed in your actual newsletter. And you can even create virtual worksheets with this. You can create virtual interactive PowerPoints using these same resources. Okay. So let me come out of that. Lost my PowerPoint. There it is. Okay, so we're getting to the end. Let's say, for instance, you are not really keen on using a virtual or digital newsletter. I did find some other resources that you can use. It's just a matter of cutting and pasting and using these resources to embed in your own individual newsletter. You may already have newsletters that you have used throughout the years, and they still align with whatever it is you are doing. Well, if you go to Educational World, it would give you tons and tons and tons of different clips and things that you can use to embed in your individual or your own personal newsletter that you or existing newsletter. These are called parent pointers. Again, they're all free. Don't know what happened. They're all free. and it gives them, gives you really good tips. For example, you can give your parents tips on communicating with the school year round, providing homework support, emphasizing the importance of reading. Again, it's tons of them. Do you all, can you see that website? Okay. Also, let me come out of here. Again, these are already ready-made features. You could just copy and paste, cut and paste it into your individual newsletter, and it's allowable. It is free. We also have these newsletters are us. It's from the same educational world, but here you have different tips that you can share with your parents, such as the ABCs to student success, things that they can use to help with browsing the web. It has a whole clip art library for newsletter, fun facts. If you want to include fun facts in your newsletter, once again, all of this is free, y'all. I had so much fun pulling this presentation together because I'm like, gosh, I can share some good resources with everyone. All right, so let's get to those virtual parent conferences. Like I said earlier, I did get a chance to really participate in the focus groups for the secondary, and I also got access to what you all shared if you participated in the elementary one. Everybody, once again, was talking about how great their parent conferences were and how engaged the parents were. But now, we don't know where we're going to end up by August. We don't know if we are going to still be coming to school face to face. We don't know if we are going to be doing everything virtually like we were last year. But nonetheless, guess what I believe? I believe virtual parent conferences are here to stay. They are really here because the parents were able to really get to you all and meet those meetings and didn't have to worry about the work schedule. They didn't have to try to fight downtown Atlanta traffic to get all the way back over here to the schools in order to meet with us face to face. So that is why I really, really love the virtual parent conferences. So thank God for Zoom. Thank God for all those Teams, if you use Teams. I personally prefer Teams because I can house everything right there. But again, the virtual parent conferences platforms, it allows for this, it's convenient for the parents. It's convenient for the teachers. It's flexible and everybody can participate. And we all can stay safe that way, right? That's the number one. So what I've done is I put together a sample parent teacher conference. How many of you use Flipgrid? No one? Oh, well, you don't have to use Flipgrid. So think about this. Think about the old concept of student-led conferences and think about where we are right now. We cannot actually have, well, as of today, we can. Like I said, we don't know where we're going to end up on the tail end of this semester. But just think about having that that student-led conference, and just think about how can we do this and actually invite or engage our students in participating in this teacher-led conference as well. All I did was ask, I'm sure you guys know Dr. Jennifer Williams, and I just used her daughter to help me kind of carry this little thing out. And so I just want to share with you what I have done. So on this first page is a video, and all you would need to do is have your students, you can create a script for them, the students can write, so that's good writing practice for them, and just have them record a video of themselves welcoming their parents to the parent conference. So let's see how that looks.
Welcome, Mom and Dad, to my fall parent conference. Before my teacher starts, I just want to tell you how much I love fourth grade. I have learned a lot since the beginning of school. I'm especially good at adding and subtracting, reading, sounding out big words, and spelling. I still need help with multiplication. My teacher will share some things you can do at home to help me with my multiplication and how I can continue to be a great reader and speller. Thanks, Mom and Dad.
So that's just a quick little welcome that's done by the actual student. Of course, we could do this. Believe it or not, those high school, I don't know if any of you are in here from high school, they would love it too. And I think we all love to get in front of that camera and show out a little bit. So this, again, is just a really short video. It kind of empowers the student to share their knowledge. It lets the parents know that, hey, my child is really enjoying what's going on. And then, of course, this is an opportunity for them to go ahead and tell them what I am good at and what I still need your help with, mom and dad. And it doesn't put all of that pressure on the teacher, right? Because we really want them to support us. So again, the rest of this PowerPoint is what you would need to build ahead of time. So we know it when we get ready to have our parent conference, this little template allows you to really just go in and personalize it for each of your students. So we want to make sure that we start, remember I said that parent and family engagement is a strategy and we start with data. So we want to start with data. We want to show our parents or show the parent exactly where his or her child is right now. So when we're sharing that data, we want to make sure that we're using providing it in a format and in a language that the parent can understand. So do we want to give them a chart with all of these different numbers and all of these acronyms and a lot of teacher jargon? No, we want to make it simple. Again, we want to make it family friendly, and we want to make it so that the parents can quickly look and say that my child is here, she or he needs to be here, or my child is here, and here are some things I can do that can help my child get from point A to point B. Of course, we want to make sure that we provide a clear context. We want to make sure that the student data is presented alongside maybe other school data so they can see where their child falls along that line. So in other words, hey, your child is here. The rest of our students are here. So there's your child is really above average for maybe you can even do the other kids in the district because we all have access to this data via EduClimber. And if you're not familiar with EduClimber, reach out to whoever your technology department and they can get you training on that. And of course, we always want to use multiple data sources. We don't like as educators being judged on or criticized, however we want to say it. We don't like being judged on these scores are horrible because we got other data points to show that, you know what, this particular data is not the best to show what I can do in the classroom, but look at these other things. So in the same manner, we want to present different types of data, different measurements, so our parents will not feel defeated, or we don't want to deflate our students and our parents. So we want to show them using multiple data sources. Here is where your child is, and here are the glows, and here are the grows. And of course, we want to use up-to-date data. We don't want to use data that was from the beginning of the year, from the fall conference, and here we are in the spring conferences, right? We want to make sure we are using data that is up-to-date, accurate, all of that good stuff. And of course, we want to use actionable information. So we want to provide resources and actions that the parents can actually do at home in order to improve their child's performance, okay? So while you're actually in the parent conference, two-way communication is very important. We want to make sure that the parent's voice is heard as well. We want to open up the floor to invite that parent in to say, hey, this is, my child really doesn't struggle with multiplication. Maybe it is something, maybe she's getting off task in your classroom. Maybe you have to move her to this side, or maybe this is different, so forth and so on. I'm gonna tell you all a story. When I was in, I believe I was in second grade, and coming from a very poor family, I remember my teacher telling me to get, one of our parents created what they call peanut butter balls. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that. Well, we were allowed to get in line to get up and get some peanut butter balls. And so the teacher, there were enough for us to go back and get another one. The teacher described, she says, well, I want you guys to go back and get seconds. Remember that phrase, seconds. Okay. I can remember as a child thinking, seconds. I don't know what that means. I know it means two. I know second means two. So maybe I should go back and get two. So I hop my little self in line and I go back and get 2 peanut butter balls. The teacher blasted me out in front of everybody because I did not have that background knowledge. I did not understand what second means because guess what? In my household, we did not say go back and get seconds. If there was enough food, my mom and dad said, go back and get you some more. Go back and get another plate. So again, having that dialogue with that parent helps you to understand where that child is. If someone had just taken the time to talk to my mom or my dad, maybe perhaps, or even my older siblings, maybe perhaps I would not have that memory. And I'm X old today. I still have that memory and it still hurts. So again, engage in dialogue with your parents so he or she would know where you stand, and you also will understand where that child is coming from. And here are just some sample questions that you all can send out beforehand, or you can send out or maybe ask during the conference. So again, so you would be able to better prepare for that parent conference. I won't show you this template right now because I got like 6 minutes and I want to drop the evaluation in the chat. So again, this template that I will share with you is a good way. It's a form that I created, and I actually got the form from another teacher at Newton High School. I cannot remember her name, so forgive me if you're on this Zoom meeting. But it does give you an opportunity to just send something out to your parents to kind of gather that input from the beginning. And this is just a sample of what you would want to share with the parents. We don't want to say strengths and weaknesses. We want to describe them in glows and grows. Here are some things, parents, that your child glows at. And here are some things that we can really use, focus on so he or she can continue to grow. And at the bottom of this, you would be able to give those parents some tips that he or she can use at home in order to actually carry out some of those grows. It's very similar to your school parent compact that each of you have in your schools. It has what you're going to do, what the parents can do in order to help that child be successful. And of course, the rest of it is really just taking you through the different strategies, different content areas. Here's where you would add your contact information. And here is my contact information.